Hey, how's it going? Hello. Sí, háblame en inglés. Bueno, en este video quiero que realmente practiques hablar conmigo. Yo sé que estás viendo videos en YouTube tranquilo, relajado, tal vez incluso estás acostado, pero ahora ponte activo porque vas a tener una conversación en inglés con un hablante fluido aquí en este mismo video. Vamos. ¿Cómo estás, querido amigo o querida amiga? Mira, yo sé que muchos latinos no tienen la oportunidad de hablar en inglés regularmente, no tienen alguien con quien hablar. Incluso si estás viviendo en un país donde la gente habla inglés, pues no es la cosa más fácil salir a la calle, sacar un gringo y empezar a charlar. Pero la verdad puede ser un gran problema si no puedes practicar. Te impide desarrollar tu confianza para hablar y también tener más conversaciones para mejorar. Y yo te entiendo. Yo aprendí el español en México y aunque estaba rodeado de mexicanos todo el tiempo, pues era mucho más fácil y más cómodo juntarme con los otros europeos. Todos estábamos en la misma situación, todos venimos de la misma cultura y todos hablamos el inglés. Pero como sabemos, los dos es necesario crear nuevos sistemas y cambiar nuestros hábitos para realmente poder practicar hablar inglés regularmente. Pero en este video vamos a omitir todo esto para que tú puedas tener una conversación en inglés con un hablante fluido aquí en este mismo video. Entonces probemos otra vez. Yo digo hola y tú me respondes también. Hello. Perfecto, súper bien. Ahorita subimos el nivel. Mira, no te preocupes por tus errores. Solo estoy aquí para ayudarte a practicar hablar el inglés. No hay nadie más, solo tú y yo. Entonces, no te preocupes. Y estoy seguro de que te vayas a sentir súper bien cuando hayas terminado el video, el ejercicio, y que vas a salir con mucha confianza para tener conversaciones en la vida real. Tal vez un poco más independiente también, de que yo me mantengo bien. Sounds good? Yes, okay, that's great. Ahora, si es tu primera vez aquí en mi canal, bienvenido. Si quieres aprender a mejorar tu inglés para vivir y prosperar en un nuevo país, viajar por el mundo o mejorar tu situación laboral, pues has encontrado el lugar correcto. Si ya nos conocemos, ya sabes, acá puedes practicar con mis video ejercicios, como este video, por ejemplo, y también puedes encontrar métodos, estrategias y trucos para aprender el inglés de la manera más rápida, eficiente y divertida. También hago todo lo posible para inspirarte a encontrar tu propia motivación interna, dejar a todos los miedos que tengas detrás de ti, salir, tomar acción y aprender el inglés de una vez por todas. Así que considera suscribirte y darle clic a la campana para no te pierdas los videos, los ejercicios y sobre todo aprendizaje importante. Bueno, voy a empezar a hablar en inglés en un segundo y quiero que hables conmigo. Vamos a practicar preguntas típicas y hacer small talk, charla pequeña. ¿Cómo se dice en español? Vamos a practicar conversaciones triviales para que estés preparado cuando te encuentras en una situación en donde necesitas hablar el inglés. En tu nuevo país, con turistas, en tus viajes o en el trabajo. Si crees que hablo demasiado rápido o lento, puedes personalizar el video. Cambia la velocidad como quieras, agrega subtítulos en inglés o en español. Mejor en inglés que en español, pero siempre es mejor tratar de seguirlo tal como está, sin cambiar nada. Intenta sentirte cómodo de no entender todo lo que diga y más bien piensa en el contexto de la conversación. Deja que el contexto te ayude a responder naturalmente y espontáneamente. De esa manera vas a aprender mucho, mucho más. Yo soy Kalle Anders, tu coach del inglés y tu sueco favorito. Nu kör vi. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to say hello to each other, a typical, natural, conversational way of greeting someone at work, anywhere on the street, whenever it might be. And a typical way to say hello is to say, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Say that with me. Hey, how's it going? Perfect. And the way to respond to this is normally in a very simple way. You can respond the same way. How's it going? You can say that back, or you could say, what's up? So if I say, hey, how's it going to you, you can respond with, what's up? So I say that, and you say, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Perfect. I want you to say, hey, how's it going to me? Hey, what's up? Perfect. And those are the first seconds of a conversation. Very natural way. As you can see, the question, how is it going? really means how are you, but we don't respond to the question, right? So the next thing that we typically say or ask to one another when we meet them is, how have you been? Or more typically, more natural is to say, how you been? How you been? And this is just, as ask to see how that person has been doing. I haven't seen you in a while, so I might ask you, how have you been lately? And the way you can respond to that is with a very natural response is, I can't complain. I can't complain. Can't complain. The way you say can't complain determines how you have been. So if you say, can't complain, then you've been good. But if you say, can't complain, then it's like, más o menos. So I'm gonna start asking you, hey, how you been? And I want you to say can't complain in a suitable tone for you. Okay, so hey, how you been? Perfect. I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. This is a typical response after you have said, can't complain. I'd like to say, I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Just to say, that's all good. All right, so let's practice again. I say, hey, how you been? I'm glad to hear that. That's great. Now, I want you to ask me, how have you been? And I will respond, and then I want you to respond again. So please ask me now, how have you been? Well, can't complain. Perfect. How you been? Can't complain. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. That's great. Have you been okay recently? Have you been okay? Been okay? You say, can't complain. I'm glad to hear that. That's good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the weather. Like, is it sunny? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it raining? All that stuff. In Spanish as well, you typically talk about the weather in these types of first encounters with, people you haven't seen in a while or people you're just meeting on the street or anything like that. Weather is a typical talking point. So I might ask you or to say to you like, hey, it's a lovely day, don't you think? Lovely day, don't you think? It's nice and sunny. Lovely day, don't you think? And you might say, yes, it's a great day. So I say, lovely day, don't you think? You say, perfect. Yes, it's a great day. Perfect. I might also say, if I look up and it looks a bit gray and I'm like, I think it's gonna rain today. I think it's going to rain today. This is a very typical question. If it looks a bit bad, I might ask you that. And then you might say, yeah, it looks bad. It looks pretty bad, you can say. So, hey, if I say, looks like it's going to rain today, And then you might say, yeah, it looks pretty bad. So let's try this. Looks like it's going to rain today, Perfect. All right, let's talk about another situation. Let's say it's sunny again. It's nice weather, it's warm, it's nice to be outside. And you meet someone, but you know that person fairly well. So, the typical way of saying, lovely day, don't you think? It's kind of like a bit lame, maybe, a bit boring. So you might want to say something fun anyways. So the way you can do now, and your native and fluent friends are going to love you for this, is if you say, it's nice weather outside, and you say, did you order this beautiful weather? Did you order this beautiful weather? Did you order this weather? Because that's really funny, right? You're telling a joke and you're actually talking about the weather at the same time. And the person might respond like, ha, that's really funny, or yeah, it's a great day, right? Similar to before. So if I say, hey, did you order this beautiful weather or what? You say, ha, yes, it's a great day. Yes, it's a great day. Okay, now I want you to say, did you order this weather? Say that to me in a nice upbeat tone. Like, hey, did you order this weather or what? Yeah, it's a nice day. It's a nice day. Did you order this beautiful weather? Yeah, it's a nice day. And then you've sort of lightened the mood. Everybody's happy now and you can continue with the conversation. All right, so the next topic is today's event. What are you doing today? What's going on? What have you been doing earlier today? And all that stuff, all right? So I might say, hey, what are you up to? Or what have you been up to? Like before, earlier today. So I might say, hey, what have you been up to? And a typical response to this is to say, nothing much. I've been working. I've been chilling. I've been going to the gym. I went to the gym, you can say. So if I ask you, what have you been up to? You might say, nothing much. I've been with my family, going to the gym. I went to the gym, all that stuff. So let's say you have been with your family. Then if I ask you, what have you been up to? You say, just hanging out with the family. Okay? So I'll say, hey, what have you been up to? Perfect. Just hanging out with the family. And then I say, that's nice. That's a nice thing to do. I just confirm that I think it's nice that you are hanging out with the family. So, hey, what have you been up to? That's nice. Okay, now ask me, hey, what have you been up to? Or what have you been up to? Ask me. Well, nothing much. I've been to the gym. I've been working a little bit. I've been studying a little bit as well. Nothing too much. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's nice, you can say. Perfect. Really well done. Tomemos un descanso y hablamos de un concepto súper importante, compañeros de conversación, speaking partners. Te recomiendo ver este video una y otra vez para practicar, pero también es importante practicar fuera de YouTube, con personas, por audios o por videollamadas. Lo que debes hacer es encontrarte compañeros de conversación, speaking partners. Son personas con las que puedes practicar hablar el inglés en cualquier momento. Estas personas no necesitan ser fluidas o nativas, lo único es que quieren escuchar y hablar, practicar el inglés también, igual que tú. El propósito no es decir todo correctamente o ser corregido. El propósito es formar ese hábito de hablar regularmente. Te recomiendo que escribas aquí en los comentarios del video que estás buscando compañeros de conversación, speaking partners. Puedes escribir todo eso en español, por supuesto, y si quieres cuéntanos un poco más de ti también, de dónde eres, por qué quieres aprender el inglés. Y luego cuando hayas publicado tu comentario, revisa los otros comentarios y responde a unos para pedir que sean tus compañeros de conversación. También es bueno tener muchos. Luego lo que te recomiendo hacer es crear un grupo en WhatsApp o en Facebook Messenger con estas personas y practicar hablar regularmente. Manda voice notes, o sea, manda audios, organiza una videollamada de vez en cuando. No te preocupes por decir algo mal, por tu pronunciación, nada de eso. Solo crea ese hábito de hablar regularmente por audios, etc. Bueno, asegúrate de hacer eso y continuemos con la conversación. Okay, so the next topic is family. It's very typical to ask someone about their family. It's a nice and educated way, just as in Spanish, right? If you ask about the family, that means that you care about them, which is a very nice thing to do. So a typical question is, how is your family? Or more quickly, how's your family? How's your family? So ask that question to me right now. Yeah, they're good. They're great. Just nothing extraordinary, nothing special. They're all good. Typical responses is they're great, they're good, everything is great, everything is great. Because you don't really need to talk a lot about your family. You just need to confirm that everything is well to the other person, and that's everything you need to do. So if I ask you, how's your family? Then you might say, they're great. Everything is good. Everything is great. Everything is great. That's a really good response. Everything is great. That's like you're happy. You're giving them a response like everything is good with you and your family, not only with them. And this will make them feel, more happy about continuing talking with you because you are in a high energy level, which is great. Okay? Now, if I ask you, how's your family? And you say, everything is great. Let's do that. How's your family? I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. You see, just as how we did before in that previous conversation, we're doing that again. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that everything is great with you and with your family. All right, so now I want you to ask me, how's your family? Yeah, everything is great. They're doing well. I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Perfect. So you're just basically saying, I'm glad to hear that your family is well. That's a very polite and nice way to have an initial conversation. Talking about the family, saying that they're well, and then confirming by saying, I'm glad that they are well. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. The next topic is your hometown or your home city. Very, very typical if you're going to travel, if you're going to live abroad in another country, maybe in the United States, or Australia, Canada, or England, United Kingdom, for example. You want to be able to talk about your hometown, where you actually come from. So people might say, do you miss your hometown? Do you miss your hometown? Try to ask me that question and see how I respond. So if you say that right now, yes, I miss my hometown a lot. I miss my friends, my family, but I also love being here. This is very important to say that you also like being here because you are living in a new place, right? Or maybe you're traveling and the other person might be from that place. And then if you say, but I love it here as well, they will feel good. Like, okay, nice. You like it in my home. You like being here. You like being abroad as well. Even though you love your hometown, your home country, obviously you're missing your friends and family. That's great. So if I say to you right now, do you miss your hometown? You might say like, yeah, I miss it. The weather is better. It's warmer. The food is better. You can say a lot of things that are better with your hometown, but then you want to end with, but I really like it here as well. So I'm going to ask you now, and I want you to respond. So do you miss your hometown? Okay, cool. Okay, fair enough. I might respond like, okay, fair enough. That's nice that you say that you like being here as well. And obviously, your hometown seems really nice as well. Another typical question is to ask, why did you leave? Why did you leave? Why did you leave your home country or your hometown? Why did you come here? And then you might, respond with like, I came to work, to travel, to meet new people, all that stuff. So I'm going to ask you right now, why did you leave? Perfect. And now you ask me, why did you leave? Well, I came to work and I want to travel the country. I'd like to experience more of the culture here, meet new people, make new friends, and all that typical stuff when you are living abroad. All right, well done. So now we're going to talk about the latest news or the latest events. Let's say you live in a new city, in a big city in the United States or in Australia, for example, and you meet someone that is a fluent or native English speaker. You are most likely going to talk about what's going on in the city, right? So that person might ask you, did you hear about the festival coming up? Did you hear about the festival coming up? Or did you hear about this event coming up? And then a typical response to this is, yeah, it seems cool. Or yeah, it seems awesome. We should go. We should go. But if you haven't heard about it, then you should say like, no, I haven't heard about it. What is it about? Something like that, okay? So let's say that you have heard about it. Yes, you're gonna be like, yes, yeah, it seems great, it seems awesome, we should go. Say that now when I ask you this question. So, hey, did you hear about this festival coming up this weekend? Absolutely, we should go, definitely. Now, the latest news can also be something controversial. It's like something bad, something like you don't really want to talk about it, but it's such a big thing that maybe you should. So maybe I might ask you about a bad incident, like something bad happened. For example, I might say, hey, did you hear about what happened to those children at that school? And then you might say, yeah, that's really sad. Or if you haven't heard about it, you might say, no, I haven't heard. What happened? What happened? So that this person tells you what happened over there. All right, so let's say you have heard about what happened at the school and you want to be like, yeah, that's really sad. Say that now when I ask you, hey, did you hear about what happened at that school? Yeah, it's really sad. Great job, great job. It's also typical to ask about new buildings or new things coming up in the city, especially if you live in a big city. So you might ask something like, hey, did you see that new supermarket? Did you see that new cinema they're building? Did you see that new skyscraper? Anything like that. It is a very good talking point as well. So if you have seen it, you might be like, yeah, it looks cool, or yeah, it looks nice, or anything like that. So let's say you have seen the new cinema. You might say, yeah, it seems nice. So I'm going to ask you now, hey, did you see the new cinema they just built? Perfect. Yeah, it seems nice. Great job. All right. So now if I ask you, for example, did you see that new skyscraper they're building? And you haven't seen it, you have not seen it, you'll be like, no, I don't know what that's about. You might say, no, I haven't seen it. What is it? Like asking, what is it? So if you haven't seen the skyscraper and I ask you, hey, have you seen the new skyscraper in the city? You might be like, no, I haven't seen it. Perfect. Now you ask me, have you seen the new skyscraper? No, I haven't seen it. What is it? You should go see it. It's really cool. You can say that. You don't even need to answer my question, what is it? You just need to say, just go see it. Just go see it. It looks cool. It seems cool. It seems awesome. It's huge. It's big. All that stuff. Si empezaste y tal vez te sorprendiste un poco al principio, no pensaste que ibas a decir nada, pues eso es bueno. Vas realmente súper bien. Solo sigue así hasta el final del video. Va a ser buenísimo para tu aprendizaje terminar todo este video, todo el ejercicio, pero también psicológicamente, o sea, te motiva y te sientes como, yeah, I made it. Vuelve y revisa el video más tarde para que estés preparado cuando necesitas hablar el inglés, cuando alguien te diga cosas, por ejemplo, hey, how you been? Y tú, sí, can't complain. Ahora cuéntame, por favor, ¿cómo te parece el estilo del ejercicio, el formato del video? ¿Quieres que haga más videos así o prefieres otros tipos de videos? Déjame saber en los comentarios. Yo leo cada comentario y es dentro de los comentarios que yo encuentro inspiración para mis futuros videos. Déjame saber qué tipos de videos que crees que te ayudaría más y charlamos un poco de eso en los comentarios. Y mira, no te preocupes por tus errores. Lo más importante es practicar y vas mejorando cada vez que seguimos a otro tema. Vuelve y revisa el video más veces luego. Practícalo una y otra vez y vas mejorando muy rápido. De hecho, el español que estás escuchando he practicado mucho y nunca va a ser perfecto. Por cada oración que escuchas hay como 10 que he sacado del video por equivocarme. Entonces imagínate cuando apenas estaba empezando. Bueno, empecemos con la última parte. The next topic is called celebrity gossip, and this could be useful in informal gatherings, at casual parties. So I might ask you, for example, about something that happened to a famous person, something that they did, something crazy, something stupid, and then you might respond whether you saw it or not. For example, I could say, hey, did you see what happened to that guy? And you can be like, yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. Or if you don't know, you're intrigued. You're like, no, what happened? What happened? So let's say that you did see what happened to this famous guy, for example. Then I'm going to ask you, hey, did you see what happened to this famous guy? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, super crazy. Now, let's imagine that you didn't see what happened to this guy. You're like, no, I didn't see anything. Now, if I ask you, hey, did you see what happened to that guy? You'll be like, no, what happened? I don't know what happened. So the next topic is about work. Let's say that someone asks you a very typical conversation question, which is, how's work going? Or just simply, how's work? How is work? And basically what they're asking is, how is your work going? How is everything at work? Is it good? Is it bad? How's work going? How's work? And then a typical response, you might guess it, can't complain. Can't complain. Okay, so if I ask you right now, how's work? I'd like you to respond. So let's do it. How's work? I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Can't complain. I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. I haven't seen you in a while and I'm asking you about your work. I don't really expect that you go on for minutes and talk about your work. I just expect you to say, yeah, it's good. Can't complain. Nothing bad. All good. You know? Right, so now you ask me, how's work? Yeah, can't complain. It's going well. I'm recording videos now for you, actually, and, you know, it's going quite well. Another good question to ask is, for how long have you been working as a lawyer, an engineer, a waiter, a waitress, whatever it might be? Because that means that you're showing interest in the other person. So if I ask you that, for how long have you been working as this? You might say, I've been working as a for 3 months now. Something like that. So for how long have you been working as a waiter? For 3 months now. I've been working as a waiter for 3 months now. Perfect. Beautiful. Then when you say that, I might ask you, so do you like it? Do you like it? And this is a different question from how's work. How's work is just, you know, how is it going? Is everything okay with work? And you might say, yeah, I can't complain. Everything is okay. But now it's a serious question, like, do you like it? Do you like your job? So if I ask you, do you like your job? You can say, yeah, it's great. You can also say, can't complain again. But you can also say, no, I don't really like it. Let me ask you, do you like your job? Okay, fair enough. Now you ask me, do you like your job? Yes, I love my job. This is the best job ever. I love being an English coach. I love teaching Latin Americans English. Absolutely. All right, so the next topic is your plans for the weekend. And this is very typical as well in a casual conversation with someone, because you're standing there, you're talking about the weather, you're talking about the family, you're talking about today's events, what you have been doing today. But then you might want to, end the conversation and you might ask like, hey, what are your plans for the weekend? What are you going to do on the weekend? And then you might respond with, well, I'm going to go to the movies, hang out with my family. I'm going to go to a restaurant with some friends. Or if you don't know, if you don't have any plans, you can say, nothing special, nothing special. I have nothing planned, nothing special. So think about your upcoming weekend now. Think about what you're going to do next weekend and respond to the question. All right, ready? What's your plans for the weekend? All right, cool. Now, if you say nothing special, I don't know, I don't have any plans. If you say that, then I can say, let's catch up, let's do something, let's catch up. And this is a very typical phrase as well amongst native speaking people to say, let's catch up, catch up. It's a phrasal verb. It basically means let's meet, let's hang out. It's another phrasal verb. Hang out, catch up, let's meet, let's do something together. Okay, so you can ask me now, what are your plans for the weekend? Well, nothing special really. Yeah, let's catch up, let's do something, for sure. You hear? Perfect. So you ask me, what are your plans for the weekend? I'd say, nothing special, I have nothing planned yet. And then you might say, let's catch up, let's do something. And I might say, yeah, absolutely, let's do something. That sounds great. That sounds awesome. Ok, súper bien hecho. Y qué bueno que sigues aquí practicando conmigo. ¿Cómo te sientes? You feel good? Yeah, can't complain. Everything is good. I feel great. You can respond like that. Ahora déjame presentarme bien. Yo soy Kale Anders, soy coach de inglés para latinos y he sido muy afortunado de haber compartido mi conocimiento con cientos de miles de estudiantes y estoy súper emocionado para poder brindarte todo el valor que pueda a ti también. Mi misión es ayudar a tantas personas de países latinos como sea posible a aprender el inglés, porque yo sé que literalmente puede cambiar tu vida. Yo conozco tu tierra, yo sé cómo funciona todo ahí en Latinoamérica. Aprender inglés te facilita viajar por el mundo, conocer nuevas culturas, nueva gente, mejorar tus relaciones, sacar un mejor trabajo. Lleva muchas buenas oportunidades a aprender bien el inglés. Oportunidades que yo mismo he sido súper afortunado de haber aprovechado. Y yo quiero que tú y toda la comunidad latina tenga la misma oportunidad también. Bueno, ahora por favor ayúdame a echarle un poco de amor al video con tu like. Nadie sabe, pero ese simple like tiene mucha influencia en el alcance del video, en los algoritmos de YouTube, y hacemos que más latinos puedan encontrar este ejercicio y mejorar su inglés también. Entonces dale like al video si quieres apoyar a mí, pero aún más importante, para apoyar a todos los demás latinos allá afuera. Muchísimas gracias. Tusen tack. Bueno, todavía no estamos listos. Hace rato subí un video, una clase de inglés completa en donde vas a aprender todos los básicos que necesitas en inglés para poder tener conversaciones. Literalmente todos los básicos. Lo que digo en esa clase es todo lo que necesitas para tener conversaciones básicas inmediatamente, y es un complemento perfecto a este video. El inglés que les lleva a muchas personas varios meses o incluso años en alcanzar, lo vas a alcanzar en menos de una hora. Con ese video vas a aprender todo lo que necesitas en tus conversaciones, desde los primeros 5 segundos hasta cómo terminar una conversación y planear una reunión futura. Puse muchísimo trabajo para crear esa clase y ahí está, para que la asistas completamente gratis. Así que dirígete ahí ahora mismo y te veo en esa clase.